What is good with the YouTube fight fans all over the world? It's your boy, the realest of the real. Yes, sir, I said it. Real talk boxing. It is a privilege and honor and a major blessing to be back with you beautiful people yet again. Now, I want to talk about a little bit about Loma, and I want to talk more so about Devin and Shakur Stevenson. Um, all night last night, I was thinking to myself, Loma should probably retire, man. He really doesn't have anything else to prove. He's a two-time gold medalist. He's a three-division world champion. He lost the decision last night, but he won the fight. And I think that he should maybe just go ahead and retire out while he's still got his wits about him. He's still young. You know, he can enjoy his family, his country, and all the good things of life. You know, and enjoy the fruits of his labor. But I was talking to one of my brothers, Peter Velasquez, this morning, and he was like, man, I cannot believe how Loma conducted himself in that ring, how he figured Devin Haney out. Again, I say it's a competitive fight. Again, I say Loma won by 2 rounds. I'm not the only one saying that. There's a lot of boxing channels saying that. There's a lot of professionals out there in boxing saying that. Regis Prograis, Abner Mores, Jorge Lernores, Robert Garcia, Shakur Stevenson. But we're going to have yay and nay, back and forth. You know, people think Devin won, and that's fine. It was a close fight, really, really close fight. But again, you know, Loma lost the decision, but I think won the fight. But I was talking to my man Pete, man, and Pete was like, no, Loma shouldn't retire, man. I think he should have one more fight, maybe 2. He said, and then go out, you know, because he don't want to go out like this. And my response to him was like, man, he go out on what? He won the fight. He actually won. He's like, yeah, I know, but, you know, he needs to fight, you know, one more of the top contenders, you know, get a spectacular win and then bounce out. And I kind of agree with that. At the end of the day, at the end of it all, the conversation, I agree with Pete, man. I want to see Loma back in there. You know, you saw Loma break down. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, man, look at this punk, man, crying because he lost. Well, he didn't lose, in my opinion. I'm going to tell you why he was crying. For those of you who don't know. Of course, he felt like he won the fight. And majority of the world agrees. But when you go to camp, you sacrifice, you leave your family, you leave your homeland, and you work so hard, you sacrifice so much, not just for others around you, but your body, your mental. You don't necessarily just, you know, put your body through a lot of stress and pressure. You put your mental through stress and pressure when you're training. If you have not ever trained for a fight, if you have not sacrificed to not eat the food that you want to eat so dearly, to get your butt out of the bed and go run, to get in and spar, to just break your body down mentally and physically, then you won't understand why he was crying. He felt it was an injustice. His promoter and manager felt like it was an injustice. You know, majority of the world feels like it was an injustice, and that's why he broke down and cried, man. All of a sudden, man, it was right there. It's right there. But I got to be honest, man. Even though I believe Loma won, if he would have pressed that issue a little bit harder in the 12th round, maybe 2 of the judges would have seen it, because one of the judges wasn't going to give it to him regardless. But the other 2 may have been like, you know what, let's go ahead and give him this. But I felt like he didn't press enough in the 12th round to really seal the deal. Because we all know in boxing, you have to beat the champion. You know, it can't be close. Even though, again, I feel Loma won. You really got to beat the champion. You know what I'm saying? And now let's switch gears to Haney and Shakur. Shakur is another outstanding young boxer, just coming up to 135, who actually got in a ring. He wanted to do a little back and forth with Haney, get a little face off, get the people, you know, amped up for maybe that up and coming fight. But Bill and Devin didn't want no part of it. When they turned and seen Shakur, Bill was like, let's go. And when Devin he motioned to him and he held his hand out like this and he said, I'm number one. And Shakur said something, I'm not sure what he said, but obviously them boys got out of that ring. They got out of there quick. I believe that Shakur is one of the top in 135. I've stated in the past that I believe Devin will beat Shakur. I don't know. I mean, look, Shakur Stevenson is a guy that I gotta admit I slept on back in the day. I didn't think he was as good as everybody was claiming he was, but he's good. He's good. They asked him what they thought about Devin Haney, what he thought about Devin Haney, and, you know, would he want that fight? And he's like, yo, you saw him in the ring. And as soon as they saw me, they mumbled something and they ran off. Like, you know, I don't know what you want me to say. I ain't got to say much. You saw what happened. He says, you know, he knows what the deal is. He know I'm the one. I don't know what was going on with Bill and Dev, but they skirted out real quick. Real quick. Too quick for my taste. You know, give the people what they want. You know, stand there, talk to them, have a little back and forth. But I think it was because Devin and his team didn't want to commit to having to fight that guy next time around. Because we saw what happened with Loma. There are spots that need to be, you know, tuned up in Devin's arsenal. Every fighter has a weakness, and every fighter is beatable. That 11th round against Loma was very, very noticeable. And best believe future opponents of Devin Haney will study that round, because I believe that was somewhat of a blueprint on how to get the better of Devin. But as far as Devin and Shakur, I don't see that fight happening no time soon. Shakur wants it, I believe, and Devin may want it as well. But we know the powers that be, his team, his management, the promoters, they may not want it. Hey, these guys are young. Let it cook. Let it marinate. I hate that. That's another one of the many things about boxing that I hate. You want to let stuff cook and marinate and set in. Only thing I want to cook and marinate is food, bro. Like, I ain't trying to wait for no fight. Get these dudes in there when they're young, fresh, in their prime, man. Like, why would you want to wait till they're dang near 30 or 30 at that? You know what I'm saying? Us as fans, we sick of that, man. You know, get these guys in there when they are in tip-top prime condition, 25, 26 years old. Run them. Get in there and run it. And let's see who is the best. I would love to see that fight with Shakur and Haney, but I'm not sure if Haney team wants to see that fight. But judging by how fast they skirted out that ring, it didn't look like they was planning on for that to be the next one with Shakur Stevenson. I don't know, man. All I know is I want to know what you think, so do me a favor. Comment down below. Let your boy Real Talk know. As always, respect all, fear none, God bless. Until the next time, Real Talk Boxing. Your boy is up, and I'm out of here, baby. Yeah.